Good morning, YouTube. This is Big H Trucking, coming to you from Tennessee, sitting at the 90, getting unloaded, one box at a time. That's what it feels like, one box. I don't know if they have a pallet jack here. Certainly haven't heard anything. Let me give you a quick view of how tight this place is. That fence does open, so that helped. That helped a lot. She's tight. She's tight. So anyway, that gives you a few. I can't see anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully, you guys got a glimpse of what's going on. So, yeah, it was a 6-hour pickup and delivery, Illinois to Tennessee. A quick. I think it took me 6 hours to go 350 miles, a little more than 6 hours. Had issues with my trailer that I picked up yesterday at the 90. Could not slide the tandems. That pin on this side would not retract, no matter what I did. PB blaster, WD-4, banged it with a hammer, try to use a screwdriver and a hammer to get the middle of it. It would not sit in. It would not retract. And the shipper wanted the tandems all the way slid to the rear. I told him I can't do it. I tried. He's like, all right, just back it up and let's load it up. But my problem was, it was in the 5th hole. 40,000 in a box. For the beginners, that's an automatic overweight on the tandems on the trailer. I had to slide them up. So I contacted Road Assist. Road Assist finally, after trying to tell me to do this and do that, which didn't work, they sent out Interstate, which is like an on-site or roadside truck and trailer assistance, mechanics basically. They came in, did tinkered with it about a half hour, finally got it to go. Finally got it to the pins to retract. I ended up sliding into the 9th hole. You know, I don't want to say this, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but whoever had the trailer before me, definitely, unless they had 25, 30,000 in a box, was driving and they knew they had this problem, was driving overweight on the tandems. I did not want to take that risk. I know I was driving at night. The chances of that a way station being open at that time of night, the chance becomes smaller and smaller that they're not open. But guess what happened? As soon as I get on 64 going east, way station, and guess what? My pre-pass turns red, means pull in. So when you first come into some of the way stations, most of them have the plates. They're in the middle of the on-ramp. Roll over them. The light stayed green to the left. If the arrow stays green to the left, you can keep going out into the interstate. If you get the green light on the right side, you're going to the scale. So I was in the 9th hole. Thank God I didn't take the chance. Lesson learned here, folks. Don't assume or don't think that you can get away with it. I would have gotten an overweight ticket without a doubt. But shame on the person who had the trailer, because the guy said, I mean, you can't tell exactly. He's not a forensics mechanic. Can tell exactly when it broke. He said it definitely didn't break today. It didn't happen on your watch. So who knows when it could have happened? But for someone not to take care of that situation, they're gambling with their CDL. You know what the fine is for overweight? Because I have no idea. But it's not cheap. It hurts the CSA scores. It hurts you. It goes against you. You don't realize how precious a CDL license is. You know how hard it is to obtain. But it's so easy to lose, guys. So easy to lose. You're a professional truck driver. That's how we're labeled. Even though we're not treated like professionals, we certainly don't make professional type money, but we're labeled as professional drivers. You got to handle your business. You got to handle your equipment. It's my responsibility now that trailer's latched onto my tractor, that if anything goes wrong, I need to take care of it. I need to inspect it, make sure the tires are great, make sure that there's no leaky air hoses, make sure the airbags are filling. You know, stuff that the trailer lights, the four-way flashes, the markers, all that stuff we're responsible for once we latch to that trailer. So, word to the wise: if you get a problem with the trailer, don't sweep it on the rug and poo-poo it and take a chance that you're not going to get caught. You know, again, just to reiterate, I made a right choice and said, I'm not leaving the 01, the shipper, until this gets fixed, which on hindsight worked out for me. And here's why. I started my clock at 4:30 in the morning. My delivery is not till 8:15 this morning. And if you do the math, once you start your clock at 4:30, you have 14 hours to do what you need to do. So if you do 14 hours, my clock was up at 6:30 this morning. Again, my appointment was at 8:15 this morning. That doesn't work. I'm driving illegally. However, as soon as I get to the shipper, I log my on-duty, yard move, loading or unloading. I quickly go into sleeper berth. The reason being is that your 11-hour clock stops ticking. And you never know how long you're going to sit at a shipper or a receiver. Now again, because I had this situation with the trailer, I was in sleeper berth from, they loaded me quickly. I think it was like 6:45 till, I didn't leave there till 11 o'clock. So I had 4 hours, to be honest with you. To be precise, I had 4 hours and 33 minutes in the sleeper berth. I get that time back. Sorry to point my glasses at you. I just realized I'm doing that. I get that time back. So when I started going low, when I got here at 5:45, there's a place where you can hang out and wait. I did my half-hour break. It only took one half. No, I didn't take a half-hour break. I had 8 hours on my clock when I left the 01. I drove all the way through. It was 6 hours, 6.5 hours to get here. I had an hour and 51 minutes when I did arrive here. I did my half-hour break, and the time reset. I immediately went into split. What's it called? Pair. Sleeper berth pair. I use that. It's your best tool, folks. That's why you got to go in the sleeper berth right away. It does not work in off duty. You need to be in sleeper berth in order for that time that you get back. So once my time came, I was here I was here really early, an hour before my appointment time. I clicked on will pair sleeper berth, and I get back 4 hours and 33 minutes, the amount of time I spent in the sleeper berth at the receiver. Okay, he's not coming for me. Right now I've got 2 hours and 43 minutes left of time, of legal time. That's my time, because I didn't use all my 11-hour clock. So folks, new people coming in, even some ones that have been around for a year or two that really don't know, just go into sleeper berth as soon as you get to the shipper or receiver. Get that time back, because you never know when you need it. So thank God that happened to me. But I already had it planned out in my head. I was going to go back to Love's truck stop, which is 5 miles up the road. I knew that, you know, they loaded me at 6 o'clock. It wasn't going to take me 13 hours to go 350 miles. So I was going to go back and not leave till the time I left, about 11 o'clock. So I knew I was going to get that time back. So that's how you work your clock smartly. Because most people would have been like, I can't do this. got to call my dispatcher, and I can't. You got to extend the window. I need a 10-hour reset. And that's what I used to do in the beginning. So I'm getting more loads in per week now because I know and I understand how to run a sleeper berth. I know it's a little confusing. I'm not explaining it right. In my brain, I know what to do. I'm just telling you what to do. Go into sleeper berth as soon as you get to the shipper and receiver. You'll thank me because you get that 11-hour clock stops ticking. 14-hour doesn't. The 11 does. You're allowed to drive 11 hours. Legal time. All right? So just a little word to the wise. Yeah, so that's really all I have to say. Nothing exciting. Just give you maybe a little education to help somebody out. Because I see in some videos that, you know, we all struggle with the clock. I think that my biggest pet peeve in trucking is this clock. You know, I don't know who came up with this time stuff. They apparently weren't a truck driver. Somebody in a suit and tie that's looking out for our best interest. But you know what? I'm not tied after 8 hours. You know, but you know what? In the past, a lot of accidents happened because people drove too far, too much without resting, without a break. So we have to deal with what we have to deal. But again, that's one of my biggest pet peeves in trucking is that doggone clock. With that being said, I'm going home next Wednesday. I've got an aunt who's very sick, and she's 87 years old. So if you can read between the lines, you know what that means. So I want to say my goodbyes, so to speak. And so I was going to go home in about 2 weeks. I try to stay out 8 weeks. Actually, when I get my truck, I'm going to extend that to 2.5 months, to 10 weeks. I like being out on the road. The only drawback of being on the road is the food. The food is horrible. They definitely don't give no love to the truck drivers out there. You get cold sandwiches. You get sandwiches that were probably made a couple days ago that say it's fresh and it's made today. In all actuality, it's not. I don't cook on my truck. That's my choice. That's my prerogative. Can I stop at a Walmart? Yes. But the problem is with the Peterbilt, the only drawback with the Peterbilt is the refrigerators are tiny. Really, really tiny. And you can't hold much, especially a freezer. You can't freeze anything. Where like a Freightliner and International, I understand the refrigerators are really big and you got room in it. But I'm not going to cook in my truck. I run my face off. I actually do my 10 hours and I'm on the road. I rarely stay in a sleeper berth more than 10 hours. There are times that I can, those times I will sleep where I don't have to pick up or deliver for hours. So, but most of the times I get a load, I gotta go. In fact, I like to run. I mean, it's in my blood. I can't sit still. I'm not one of those guys to sit still. I need to go. So there's no time for me to cook. Guys, when you stop at the end of a 500-600 mile run, you're tired. You go take a shower, shave, whatever, fart around. By the time you get back to your truck, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours later. Now you're down to 8 hours. I don't know who can just jump in a sleeper berth, go to bed, and sleep 30 seconds after they hit the sack. I know I can't. I'm a light sleeper. Somebody parks next to me, the air brakes go off, I'm up. My reefer revs high just before it cycles itself, and it revs high, I get up. Like I said, I'm a light sleeper, and distractions are part of trucking. Somebody's either pulling in or pulling out, blowing their air horn, whatever. So what are you getting, 5 hours of sleep a day? And I'm fine with it once I'm up, but it takes me a little bit to get up. So before the 10 hours is up, I get up an hour before I do my pre-trip. Walk in, get a cup of coffee, brush my teeth, do whatever, buy some more food for the road, snacks, whatever the case may be, some fruit, And so again, I'm only getting 5 hours, 4 hours of sleep a night. So when that time comes for me to take the gap in time between the pickup and the delivery, I'm sleeping in. I'm sleeping as long as I can, as late as I can. So, but there are those who stay in the sleeper berth, a lot longer than they should. I've seen guys with their curtains pulled, and I can't draw any judgment on people. I don't know their schedule. But many times I back in, somebody's shades are closed. I'll get up, do my pre-trip, rock and roll, and their shades are still closed. Again, I don't know their schedule. Who knows? But I run. And guys, if you want to make money in this business, honestly, you got to run. You got to show your fleet manager that you run. People complain, oh, this is not, they don't pay enough, they don't do this, they don't do that. Prime is getting rich, Swift is getting rich off the backs of, yeah, of course they are. It's their business. They took the chance in life and created a business. But they also gives you incentive to make money with these companies. Tremendous amount of money. Yeah, where else can you go outside a professional degree, and even then, and make $100,000 a year? Oh, you don't think it's true, huh? From September, this is gross. I'm not going to show. There's no reason for me to BS anybody. I'm not here to BS. You believe what you want to believe. From September 3rd to December 31st, I grossed $63,267. I grossed. I know what my final number is. It's not a bad living, folks. It's not. It's a pretty damn good living. For a job, all you're doing is picking stuff up and dropping stuff off. Nobody's hemming and hawing. You get your instructions, you go, and that's it. There's really no stress except the stress that you create, and maybe some road stress. But at night, there's no stress on the roads. That's why I love driving nights. This is a great industry, guys. Really phenomenal industry. Now, I don't know if I could have done this 10 years ago. My mind wasn't right 10 years ago. I was in a different place. My journey's my journey, and situations happen when they're supposed to happen, I believe. But this is a great industry. I'm spending 10 years in this industry. 65, I'm retired. Maybe I'm waiting for my girlfriend to catch up to me in age. She's young. A lot younger. She's got almost 30 years to go to retirement. So you do the math. I'm 55. But I told her, I said, 65, I'm out. At 65, I want to be in a different state. And I want my own house. I want to construct my own house. She's an architect, so she'll design a nice house for us. She knows, we both like stuff, a certain style. So we're in the process of actually looking for land, raw land, and build a house on it. Nothing big, nothing crazy. As we're getting older, I don't want to clean houses. I'm not going to be home. She's busy. She works 14 hours a day. Talk about corporate stress. That's why I got out of it. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to buy, build, live comfortably, never have to worry about another bill again. Never have to worry about a bill again. I invest my money. I take $300 out a week to spend. I do smoke, so cigarettes are part of my bill. Plus food, because I don't cook. I don't go to Walmart. I eat truck stop food. And a sandwich is, not cheap. I spend $300 a week on food. $1,200 a month. That's a hell of a payment for a Mercedes-Benz, isn't it? Or a BMW. But the money's out there, guys. You just got to go get it. You got to attack it. You've got to attack this business. And for me, as I stated in yesterday's video, to see and hear and watch somebody fail over a series of time worries me, scares me. I'm about to invest in a $150,000 truck. I'm doing it now that I get nothing back except a few dollars, lease completion bonus. But I'm worried because I got to come up with money. I got to give my down payment for the extras. They're going to come up with 14 grand when the truck comes in. I'll have that in my e-fund, by the way. I put 15 cents a mile into my e-fund. And it builds up quick. So I won't have to tap into my accounts. But every disposable dime goes into my energy fund as well as my crypto fund. That's cryptocurrencies. I've been investing in crypto for a long time, since 2016. So I encourage you, I'm not a financial planner or an accountant or a lawyer, I encourage you, start a nice investment, not savings account, because money depreciates nearly 15% a year, believe it or not. Your dollar will be worth 15% this time next year than it is today. So that's why I'm choosing to lease, because after talking with a few folks, including Lyle from No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, it's an asset. It's my truck after 3 years. Guess what? That $4,000 a month that I'm paying for that truck ends up going back in my pocket. Then if I decide, you know what? I'm done with trucking. I'm done. I can turn around and sell that truck because I'm a solo driver. What am I going to do a year? $100,000 a year? Maybe 120? I have no intentions of training. None. Maybe PSD? Maybe. That's a big maybe, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not training. I'm not doing TNT. I like my peace. I like my space. I like where I'm at. And again, for me, I'm not money greedy. I want to make money, but I'm not greedy. And I don't have the patience and tolerance. I could never go back there, fall asleep with somebody and trust somebody with a truck, 80,000-pound missile. I just can't do it. And I know you can make a hell of a lot. Believe me, my trainer, and this is a long-winded video, but my trainer showed me his statements. He was very open, very transparent, and he had some killer weeks. Killer weeks. He ended up buying a Harley Davidson, $35,000 bike. How you like those apples? It made him a lot of money. He taught me a craft, a skill, and he made money off me. So if you choose to train, you'll make a lot of money, but training beats up your truck because now you're doing double the miles. Instead of doing 3,000 miles a week, you're doing 6,000 miles a week. So getting back to what I was saying, after 3 years, what am I going to have? 300,000 on the truck, 320, 350? That's a brand new truck. The truck's just breaking in. I'm warranted up to 600,000, 6 years, 600,000 if I'm not mistaken. I know that miles is correct. In the years I may be off. That truck is still covered under warranty, bumper to bumper. And believe me, I plan on taking care of my trucks. 30,000 miles is getting an oil change, regardless of what the manual says. Filters are being changed with every oil change. Chassis getting greased every 25,000 miles. I plan to take care of my truck. Never gonna run. I don't run a lease truck under a quarter tank. I've never. DEF, same thing. I don't run it under a quarter tank because you start picking up a lot of smegma that's sitting on the bottom of the tank. It's going through it's going through all the filters and all the pipelines, easy to clog. I use injector cleaner, Lucas injector cleaner. Every other fill up, I put a quart of injector cleaner in. I love cars. I'm an automobile guy, and my truck is about making money. If it's sitting in the shop somewhere, you're not going to make money. So, just to tighten this all up, after I pay that truck off, I get $4,000. I get a raise of $4,000 a month. An automatic raise of $4,000 a month, guys. How does that not make business sense? And if I, like I said, if I choose to get out, I sell it for 60 grand. Pedigree does. I'll give it the once over, change all the filters, do this, clean it up. I used to detail cars. I know how to make it shine. I'll sell it for 60, 65,000, whatever the price may be going at that point in time, for a truck with 400,000 miles on it. But more than likely, I'm going to use that truck until I'm done. I'll get 1 million miles on that truck. That's 10 years. Providing I get a good truck that doesn't have, sometimes you get something that is not good. Just a lemon, as they say. No matter what you do, it's something that can never be fixed, whatever. I've been fortunate in my time with vehicles that have been, I have an Audi. I'll give you an example. 2006 Audi. 179,000, 180, whatever. It's $180. Runs, doesn't burn oil because I change oil. I'm very anal with my vehicles. When something breaks, I fix it. I don't cut corners. I address the problem. Address the problem when something arises. Don't try to, sidestep it, because it just creates other problems. So at the end of the day, I don't know, I'm just going on and on and on. This video is 26 minutes. There's no way anybody's going to sit through it. But I'm going to have an asset that I can make, I can almost double my salary. And that might be a little much, but extra $4,000 a month. That's the 60 grand a year, guys, because I chose to buy. And Prime, there's no credit checks. Okay, if I decide to walk away, I lose my $14,000 plus whatever, how many months I put into it, unless I buy the truck outright with cash, which fortunately I can do. Again, not braggadocious. I have the money. I could buy a truck outright today if I wanted to, but I don't want to. There's no point when you can go through everything, go through Prime. The best thing, no credit checks. I mean, hello. $14,000 down on a truck. What dealership can you go to and put down $14,000 and you walk out with a $150,000, $170,000 truck? None. Nothing in the United States. They're finally starting to unload after an hour and a half. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. Make smart choices. Stay healthy. Trucking is a wonderful, wonderful career, guys. It really is. You just gotta have the mindset for it. You gotta be your own best friend. You gotta be able to handle situations like arose yesterday. It's not a big deal when you look back on it, but when you're into it, you're like, oh my God, it's a total inconvenience. Now take care of the problem. Don't keep handing it off, sweeping it under the rug for somebody else. That's exactly what happened. But this won't be the first time, it won't be the last time. Believe me when I tell you that. Take care of business, all right? Great day. Again, like, subscribe, share. Building this channel. Hopefully that helps you out. Any questions, don't hesitate to contact Big H Trucking. Until next time, have a great day.